Elephants, the largest land animals on Earth, are more than just majestic creatures admired for their intelligence and beauty. They are ecosystem engineers, species whose presence and behavior significantly shape their environment. If elephants were to go extinct, the consequences would be profound, not only for the species themselves but also for countless plants, animals, and even human communities that rely on the ecological balance they help maintain. 1. Loss of key ecosystem functions. Elephants play a critical role in maintaining the habitats where they live. In African savannas, elephants act as natural landscapers, knocking down trees and clearing shrubs. This creates open grasslands that support grazers like zebras, wildebeests, and antelopes. Without elephants, savannas could turn into dense woodlands, reducing food for these grazers and causing ripple effects through the food chain. In tropical forests of Africa and Asia, elephants disperse seeds of many plant species, some of which are too large for other animals to handle. Without elephants, these trees would struggle to reproduce, leading to a loss of biodiversity and changes in forest composition over time. 2. Collapse of seed dispersal for certain plants. Elephants are often called mega gardeners of the forest because their dung is rich in seeds that they transport over vast distances. These seeds come from fruits that smaller animals cannot eat or spread. If elephants disappeared, the plants that rely on them would face severe declines, and some might go extinct. This loss would not just affect plants. Fruit-eating birds, monkeys, and other mammals would also lose key food sources. Over decades, forests would become less diverse, and their ability to store carbon could decrease, potentially worsening climate change. 3. Impact on other animals. Elephant-created waterholes in dry seasons are lifesavers for many species, including antelopes, buffalo, and predators like lions. Without elephants digging or maintaining these water sources, survival during droughts would become much harder for numerous animals. Similarly, smaller creatures such as insects, reptiles, and amphibians often depend on elephant dung for shelter and food. Dung beetles, for example, would lose a major part of their life cycle, affecting insect biodiversity. 4. Cultural and economic loss for humans. Elephants are deeply woven into human culture, spirituality, and economy. In many African and Asian societies, they hold symbolic value in traditions, festivals, and myths. Economically, elephants are a major attraction for ecotourism. Countries like Kenya, Botswana, and Sri Lanka earn significant revenue from tourists eager to see elephants in the wild. Their extinction would lead to loss of tourism income, which could harm local economies and reduce funding for wildlife conservation. 5. Increased poaching pressure on other species. One might think that without elephants, poaching for ivory would stop, but in reality, the opposite could happen. Poachers might target other animals for different products, such as rhinos for horns or hippos for teeth. The illegal wildlife trade could shift its focus, putting even more species at risk. 6. Ecological imbalance and desertification. In savanna regions, without elephants controlling woody plant growth, shrubs and trees could overtake grasslands. This would not only harm grazing animals but also alter fire patterns. Denser vegetation can fuel larger, more destructive fires. In contrast, in some areas, without elephants opening forest gaps, young trees might fail to regenerate because sunlight would not reach the forest floor. Over decades, this could lead to less resilient ecosystems that cannot adapt to climate changes. 7. A warning sign for humanity. If elephants were to vanish, it would be a stark warning about humanity's failure to protect biodiversity. Their extinction would reflect broader environmental issues: habitat destruction, illegal hunting, and climate change. Losing elephants would mean losing a species that has roamed the Earth for millions of years, surviving ice ages and mass extinctions, only to fall to human activity. If elephants went extinct, the damage would go far beyond the loss of a beloved animal. Entire ecosystems would shift, biodiversity would drop, economic opportunities would vanish, and the cultural heritage of many societies would be diminished. Elephants are keystone species, meaning their disappearance would have a disproportionately large impact on the environment. Protecting them is not just about saving a single species, it's about preserving the delicate balance of life on Earth that sustains us all.